Hey YouTube, it's your girl Javina Love back with another video. Welcome back, welcome back. How are you doing, my busy bee? Staying busy, I hope. Keeping it sexy? Child, always. And I'm inspired by this look today that I looked on Instagram and found from a young lady on Hell Bites Beauty. Look at that. Now, a lot of people are scared of red and black. I'm not, but I'm not going to do that because I feel blue today. Not in a bad way. Like, I feel blue in a good way. So, I pulled out 3 shades to work with. This one is called Twinkle. That's just going to be my base color. Transition, color. And then I figured the darker part would be a matte blue. I don't know the name of this one. I didn't even check and put something on it. And this one is from the Chic Cosmetics. I mean, she's gorgeous, and it's the alien. You know, she's all emojis. She don't do no names. So let's just jump on into it, because I'm just like, what? That is so pretty. I have some setting powder here. I'm going to stick under my eye, because we're going to have probably some fallout, and I don't want to do that, mess up all this beautiful foundation that I put on. And I tried the Becca primer finally with the foundation, and that video will be up soon, and you'll see the fact that, your girl just, Becca is dry. She is dry as the house, y'all. So let's protect all up in there so we can have a little dusted area. And prime our eyes. I'm going to use Milani just concealer. I like to use a little concealer to prime my eyes. I don't know why. It just makes it all kind of smooth. I know I have different, not concealers, but different eyeshadow primers that I could try, but I didn't pull any out, sadly. So I'm just going to use a clean, damp sponge to blend this around. This is a Dollar Tree sponge that I really like. It's really stiff and firm for this type of, work. And it does not move your products all around, so it's a really good sponge. And it doesn't absorb a whole lot either, so I mean, if you can find one at your Dollar Tree, they were before Valentine's Day, or they were actually Christmas time. They could still have some, because I've seen them at my Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to set this with some Too Faced setting powder. And I'm just going to do my eye shape, because that young lady has a different eye shape than I do, so it's really hard to do someone else's eye shape. But it's, not too hard to work with your own eye shape. We're going to need a few brushes. I don't know exactly which ones, so I'm just going to pull a bunch of fluffy ones, some stiff ones, some flat ones, and just go with it, even though we got 3 shades to work with. You're like, you don't need all that many brushes for 3 shades, but sometimes we do. We don't know. So I'm going to start with the lightest shade that I told you as my transition, and I'm going to put this all over my eyelid. And I'm going to put it also on the brow to highlight the brow, mostly, just to give me something to kind of work with. You always have that insecurity. I know I do when I'm working with 2 shades, and I'm like, maybe I need an inner corner highlight, maybe I need this, maybe I need that. Yes, that young lady, she's got some talent, and she did it all with mattes. So I was like, I'm a matte girl, but I don't like to do all matte. I gotta have me some shimmer. I'm a big time shimmer girl. I know I said I'm putting it all over my eye, but I'm actually putting it on the outer V and in my, and bringing it close to my tear duct. So I said that all wrong, but I did it anyways. We do what we do. Alright, I'm going to take this big stiff brush again, because not everybody has a lot of brushes, and I don't like to swap out a whole lot of brushes to make a big mess. But I am going to put this, just like she did, all over, this time all over, and it is the shimmer. So We'll leave the heart of our eye open. For that rich blue. And you know, I'm not the ruler of all makeup, but I do make up one rule. Shimmer goes everywhere. And a lot of people are like, no, shimmer does not go under your eye. Well, honey, I like it all over the eye and under the eye, too. So, yes, this bad boy, this alien is a shimmer. And we're going to put her all the way up to the brow and all over the eye. Just trust the process. It looks like a hot mess right now, but, you know, just trust the process. How have you all been doing? I have been, you know, in and out of a living hell because I was taking some time off to grieve for my father, and the doctor decided to change up some of my medication, and I was just like, honey, you can't be doing that in the middle of me grieving, because, you know, I just don't like it. And then all of a sudden I got really, really sick from the pills. It was just one pill for a restless leg, but she knocked me down for a long time. I'm still not exactly 100, but I am feeling good enough to come spend some time with you guys because you keep me out of bed. You keep me sane with my depression, and I really appreciate you for that. And now I'm trying to work on some goals. You know, now that I'm feeling better, I'm like, you know, it's time to do some goals. And one of my biggest goals is to make my, not just my watch time better, but also grow my channel more. So please, if you can, share me out. Share out my information. I appreciate all of you who are trying to keep the lights on for me. I really do. Because it has been very, very hard for me right now being out of work. And I know it's even harder for everybody in Texas. And I pray for Texas. I pray for everybody around the world. We got to keep them all in our prayers. It's very important to pray. If you don't pray, you know, whatever you do, it's important that you do it. As long as you do it, you know. Also, now I'm going to take the same shade and I'm going to drag it under my eye with the stiff brush, and I'm going to wet it a little bit. I almost just messed up the whole works. I'm going to wet it a little bit so that it sticks. And I'm going to be sharing this on Instagram so that she can see it, or at least Hellbound Beauty can see it. I don't know who that young lady is, but I thought that style was very pretty, and you got to recognize good talent, you know. And I love that grungy, gothy, you know, underground look. But today I was really feeling very blue. So I hope nobody gets upset about that. I'll do the red if you want me to. Let me know in the description box. The red and black, I have no problem doing red and black. I'm not afraid of black. I actually really enjoy black. It brings out the grunge in me. Okay, so now we got that under the eye and over the eye, and we're looking crazy as hell, you know? But, like I said, trust the process. Now we're going to take that same flat brush, and we're going to dip into that blue. Yes, ma'am. And we're going to put that right there and get her all nice and thick. And shape it out. It's a process. I'm putting it on my natural crease and above where I usually would make my fake crease, so that it's nice and big in there. Because I want to keep it very, boom, blue, you know? So this takes a little bit of time. So if you're doing this with me, I mean, I don't know if you guys do this with me, but I honestly like to watch my friends and watch other YouTubers that don't know I exist and put on my makeup at the same time. Because they all inspire me to play. And sometimes their process is a little quicker because they know how to edit. I've been trying to edit and doing, you know, intros and things, but my phone is just not compatible as far as saving all that material. I just don't know. And I've deleted everything. I've added a memory card, the whole 9 yards, and it still gives me a hard time. Look at that. Wow. 'Cause that works with my eye shape. I like a good rounded shape. Sometimes a sharp edge, but not necessarily today. Today I'm feeling very bubbly, cartoony, free spirit, and alien. I just feel the aliens. That color just spoke to me. Since I opened up my makeup and was like, what color are we going to do today? It just said, me. As I stipple this all over, I'm going to put the majority of it back on, and then I will be right back. Okay, so now that is all filled in. The hardest part is done for me, but for a lot of people, this is going to be the hardest part. I'm going to take my Fluid FX drops. I'm going to put a couple drops on the back of a lid here. And I'm going to take a ton of this blue, the same blue, and I'm going to build it up on a Medusa makeup brush. I feel like Bob Ross right now. My whole hand is covered in swatches of makeup. But I'm about to make a paste in my hand of this to be a liner. And the Fluid FX, the point of it is just to make it, you know, it makes any pigment or shadow into a liner. Gives it that smooth liner feel. So you can actually do the same thing with setting spray. Now what I recommend is, like I said, I use my hand. I just used a little cap to put the drops on. I did my brush dry, but I'm keeping it, when I do wet it, it's in the corner, you know, just one side of the pan. So that area may hit hard pan, but it won't be as dramatic or, you know, destroying the whole pan. And as you see, it goes on beautifully. Super smooth, super easy. And that is that for that. I do love the way this Fluid FX, you can just add it to almost anything and make it into a liner. I'm lining pretty close to my lash line. I always use my lash line as a guide, because if not, you know, it can get hot mess and keep going and going. And just do a little flick of the wrist to give it that dramatic flare of a wing. But I want to keep it rich and blue, but I don't want it to be, how do I say it? I don't want it to disappear with my lashes, because I'm going to do lashes, but I'm going to do lashes in another video because I'm using magnetic lashes. So I'm just dipping in this brush, making sure it's a little saturated, a little wet, making a little goopiness in the brush, just so I can have it real powerful so you guys can see it, because I know I can see it, but I want to make sure that you guys can see it. And it's like really no problem right here, just bloop, bloop, bloop. And I made my own liner. I know it'd be way easier to see on a white background, but it demands darkness. It's so grungy, that look. I know I'm not doing it exactly the way she's doing it, because, you know, my eye shape plus my wrist, you know, and my aging eyes all have to be put into consideration. But that is glorifyingly gorgeous, right? Okay. Now I'm going to just use the number 7 liner to do my waterline. I'm going to tight line it, which means just to do the top and the bottom at the same time. But usually it just says the top. And I have to go over the bottom. Hold on. I need to get me a better mirror because, oh. I don't feel I'm getting it all up in there. Oh my goodness, look at that. I mean, you just, right now I feel like I'm a hot mess, but the process is happening. It's happening. Now we're going to dust away this bake. And honestly, just to start, I'm going to put on, before I put on my lashes, I'm going to put on about 6 different mascaras. Why, you ask? Because Just Anne, I really adore this woman. And she was right. She was right. She's like, you know what? So I got 6 different mascaras here that I pulled out. I got the Man-Eater, the Thrives, the Better Than Sex, the Tarte with Ultra Collab, Milk, and the Trustique. Each one of these have a different job. Volumizing, separating, lengthening, all those different things have to be put into consideration for those with natural lashes. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Since my hand's been hurting, I've been doing a lot of natural lashes. So it has been working out. And you're like, 6 mascaras, that's a pretty excessive. But when you get all of them in a subscription box and open them, it can be murder if you don't get through them, because they dry out. The clock starts right away. So how is the easiest way to get through your makeup? Really using it. And look at that. That's just the Man-Eater. She big, she bold, she here for it. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to put on all these mascaras and I'll be back to show you the final look before the lashes. Alright, what do y'all think? Take me to your leader, right? This highlighter, thank you so much to my beautiful twin, Miss Debbie Tong. If y'all don't know her, y'all need to go visit her channel. She is gorgeous. Her skills make my skills multiply. Like, I love duping her looks. It is my thing to just pretty much, lately, you know, I have my own inspiration, but I'm like, I like what y'all do. So I like to dupe it. And that's, she gave me this highlighter as a gift, and it's my first Sydney Grace product, and I am loving it to the moon and back. It is called Whip Berry, if you guys were interested in what I have on. And then my blush duo I've been in love with is from the Beauty Crop. It's the one I got in the Allure Beauty box a couple of months ago. And it is really, really pretty. Like, I love the powder version. The cream side is okay, but it does move your foundation. So I would suggest you put it on with the liquids before you add your powders. And then you can just dust on the powder one to kind of like enhance it. That's what I've been doing. As far as my mouth, I did exactly what I did on my eyes. Same shadows. And I just added a little bit of this from my other best Judy, Miss Jessica 75. Y'all go check her channel out. She gave me this beautiful glitter and I put that on top. It just inspired me to be extra, you know. But other than that, thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me. I really appreciate it. Like, I can't stop looking at that highlighter. And I will see you all in the next one before I go gaga on myself. Like, what? I want to date myself now. I am looking gorge, and my sun ruined my lighting. So, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And if you are all interested in anything, there's more videos down below. I'm trying to create playlists. If you're wanting to help keep my lights on and etc., because like my bills are like multiplying. Surgery is still in the works. I have not gotten a date yet from my doctor, but they're just like, you know, as this pandemic that we're going through progresses, they will figure out where they can put me to where I'm safe, because I'm very high risk to be going in the hospital right now. So with that in mind, that's why we're taking a little bit of time with the surgery. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.